When buying an electric unicycle online, likely never seeing one in person before, never mind having the opportunity to learn how to ride one, can be a daunting thing. At least this was the case for me, and I knew this is something I really wanted to do. So with my curiosity piqued, I pulled the plug and ordered it. The day I was set to leave for a 3-day road trip, it arrived in the morning, so I hastily unboxed the EUC and got the wheel charging. After driving for 5 hours with nothing else on my mind besides this wheel, we finally got to where we were going with no cell service and no way to look up how to ride this new machine. With about an hour of trial and lots of error, I was able to ride around the campsite. So I'm going to tell you some tips and tricks I have learned that will help you with your fancy new electric unicycle. In my case, when I learn something new, it helps me substantially to understand how the thing works. So I'd recommend taking a few minutes to just turn on the wheel, use the trolley handle, figure out how to use the lift sensor / kill switch, and see how it reacts when you move it in different ways, and just understand the foreign physics of this thing. Before I get too far into this, I want to quickly say a few things. Wear a helmet and knee pads and stuff. Your body will thank you later. Do you know how these electric unicycles work? Check out the video on the card if you don't. Next, you need to figure out what foot is your dominant foot. So if someone were to push you square in the back, what would be the foot you put out to save yourself? Or if you're at a skateboard or a snowboard, what foot is already on it and what foot do you push with? The foot you do not save yourself with or push with will be called your stationary foot. Your pushing foot will be called just that, your pushing foot. So with this new knowledge, find yourself a grassy field with a fence nearby. Practice putting your stationary foot on the appropriate pedal and hopping around a bit while bracing your calf on the side of the wheel for support to get a feel for how the wheel feels under your foot. There may be some discomfort, and this is normal when learning and goes away after time. Having a hand on the fence to support you, you can get both feet on the wheel. Just try rocking back and forth to get a feel for how it works. After a few minutes of this, you can scooter your way along and support yourself with the fence or a wall or a friend. Now with both feet on the pedals, just try to go back and forth on the fence line and learn how to control the wheel a bit more. Within this part of your learning journey, you'll find yourself leaning over the wheel trying to support it. This will actually hinder your learning, so try to get the correct body position from the get-go. Once you're able to go up and down the fence line, it's time to take a big leap and move yourself into the middle of the field because, believe it or not, you're also hindering your learning on the fence. Another tip I have is to set goals. So have a dedicated starting spot and maybe put a sweater in the grass or there's a line maybe 10 feet away, and that's your goal to reach. It'll seem impossible in the beginning, but you'll get there. So keep moving it back as you feel will be a challenge. Maybe 25 feet the next time, and so forth. This will give you a sense of success, which will help with motivation, as well it will keep you on the wheel. What I mean by that is when you lose your balance, your brain will automatically tell your foot to come off the pedal and brace yourself. However, if you fight this instinct, instead of putting your foot down and having to reset, you just self-correct your loss of balance, you learned a valuable skill, and possibly got that extra 10 feet which you needed to get the goal. So it's a win-win-win situation. Getting your second pushing foot on the pedal can be a frustrating thing, and in my opinion it's the hardest part of learning. So just keep practicing, and when you get that pushing foot up on the pedal, just try to keep moving forward without falling off. If you keep doing this, you'll eventually ride 10 feet and then 20 feet and 50 feet and around the block, and from there you can just ride from as far as you want. It's a very, very cool feeling because as you learn, because you knew an hour ago you couldn't even get on the wheel, so now you're riding around the block, or maybe it's 15 feet, whatever, that's a huge achievement. Now all you gotta do is just try to ride. It may be in a straight line, or it may be in a cooked spaghetti noodle-esque pattern all over the field. For most new riders, they turn easier one way than the other, so make sure you can go left and right turns, and make sure to practice the difficult one as well. Remember to keep your head up, look where you want to go, and practice braking before you find yourself going way too fast by leaning back and slowing the wheel down. I hope these tips and tricks help you with learning and riding your electric unicycle. And one more little thing before I go.
So Douglas was asking what happens if you go max speed with your wheel backwards and will you get tilt back? So let's find that out. Backwards. What's the worst that could happen? Oh yeah. You still get pushed back. You get pushed back. There you go. There's the answer.
And that's the end of the video. Subscribe if you want to see more, like if you dig, dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next one.